Trust.com, enter product's name, and get science-based What to Trust scores. Companies do not pay to be listed on What to Trust. WhatToTrust.com.
With your AM 950 weather, this is Adam. Snow likely today and a high of 36. Tonight, snow continues a low of 22. And for tomorrow, heavy snow, a high of 29. Mavericksville Roast Beef in Roseville sets the bar when it comes to roast beef sandwiches. Every bite is a taste of perfection. Mavericksville Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef. So check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, located off Lexington in Roseville.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Haglind, and we are broadcasting from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks Bryant Lake Regional Park, located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It is another great day here in the Twin Cities, and I am so grateful to be here with you today. And I hope all of you listening are doing well. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to help you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. We have another wonderful show for you today. Joining me in a few minutes will be Kaitlin Dages, founder and CEO, and Dr. Theresa B. Skaar, social psychologist, and they're here to share their solutions to foster mental health engagement and support within organizations. LivWell Partners is designed with purpose, committed to creating mental health engagement solutions that are innovative, compassionate, and deeply human-centered. LivWell Partners walks alongside organizations on their journeys of mental health, growth, and transformation, offering real support to real people using customized employee mental health training, courageous conversations, and purpose-built technology designed to meet each organization's unique needs. Mental health and suicide prevention are not just professional priorities, they are deeply personal. While we can't change the past, together we can impact the future. You will enjoy listening to my conversation today with Kaitlin Dages and Dr. Theresa. I want to thank all of you that leave us messages on our radio show phone line. We appreciate hearing from you, and we welcome your comments, questions, and topics for future shows. Also, if you are interested in being a guest on our radio show, please call or text us at 612-999-3426. You can also contact us on our website at livinghealthyradio.com. There you can find information about upcoming guests as well as listen to our previous shows. We look forward to hearing from you. We are adding new listeners to the show each week, not only here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, but also throughout the country. You can find podcasts for all of our radio shows on the AM 950 radio website. And we can also be found on your favorite streaming service, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, many others. You can also watch our broadcast on YouTube and watch us live on the radio station's Facebook page at AM 950 Radio. If you have a question for us today, there are two ways to reach us. First, by calling the AM 950 radio station, and our friendly show engineer, Adam, will get your call on the air. Our phone number here is 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205, or you can text us your questions at 612-999-3426. Now, don't worry. If you missed our contact numbers, I'll repeat them throughout the show. All right. I want to welcome my guest for today's show from LivWell Partners, Kaitlin Dages, and the founder and CEO, and Dr. Theresa Skaar, and she is a social psychologist. And welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
This will be great. And we talked before the show just how important mental health is these days. I think the pandemic period just really separated things at that point, that it just was such an impactful area on not only our kids, and I saw it with my children and other neighbors and adults as well. I mean, that just really, I think, put us on a different trajectory than we were in the past. But anyway, so welcome to the show. The audience likes to know who is invited here and to sit around the table and talk. So, Kaitlin, why don't we start with you?
Yeah.
Why don't you give us a little bit of background and then kind of what inspired you to found LivWell Partners?
Yeah. Well, thank you for having us. Ken, I think we met at Brighter Days Grief Center conference, I think about a year ago.
Yeah, I think last summer.
Yeah. So shout out to Brighter Days Grief Center here in Eden Prairie and Carolyn Kinzel, who's the founder. And the world works in interesting ways. It's kind of serendipitous, actually, because Carolyn and her team at Brighter Days Family Grief Center were there for my family and I after the loss of my father. So kind of fun to see it all come full circle. But a little background about me. I am the founder and CEO of LivWell Partners. But before I get into that, I would say first and foremost, who I really am as a mom. I'm a mother, and I have two beautiful children. I have a 9-year-old daughter, Eva, and I have an 11-year-old son, Jackson, and he's actually here in the studio with us. So shout out to Jackson. But, I live for my children. That's each and every day I've prioritized my children, and it's been such a awesome journey, and I'm so lucky. I'm actually from Eden Prairie. So I graduated from Eden Prairie High School in 2002, kind of dating myself a little bit here. But I'm originally from Wisconsin, actually. I was born and raised in Wisconsin before moving to Eden Prairie. And I'm part of the unfortunate club that a lot of us are a part of after losing my father to suicide. My family and I lost my father. And that was just a really impactful journey for my family and I. And as you can imagine, there's lots of trials and tribulations following that. And I was in denial for so many years, not wanting to talk about it, not wanting to face it. There's a lot of stigma associated, a lot of shame associated. And fast forward to 10 years ago, I was introduced to a local Minnesota nonprofit called the Livin Foundation. It's a 501c3 nonprofit. And for those of you listening, you've probably seen hashtag Livin, Livin. And I was introduced to the founder at a speaking engagement. And I went and listened to him speak about mental health, suicide prevention, loss, and resilience. And for the first time in my life, I started focusing on how my dad lived when he was here versus that he died by suicide. And for me personally, that has been so therapeutic and so healing throughout the course of my journey. And from a grief perspective, I started processing differently. And from a peer to peer perspective, I started sharing my story openly. I started talking to people one on one. I had a neighbor that had lost her husband to suicide, and I didn't know her, never met her. But I went over one day, knocked on the door, and said, "How can I help? How can I support?" And I shared my journey and my family's experience. And from there, it really set me on a different trajectory on how healing and powerful community is and just the hope of the future. What that family needed in that moment after that loss was someone like myself and my family to come in and show them that there is hope for the future and that this is really terrible, but you will get through it and there you will come out on the other side. So I had been with the Livin Foundation for the last decade. So LivWell Partners was really born out of 10 years of really listening, boots on the ground, listening and learning to our communities at events. People calling us, people contacting us through our website, and also lived experience of both myself with the loss of my father to suicide and then my own mental health struggles throughout the years. And our entire team, including Dr. Theresa, and I'll let her introduce herself, but we all have our own lived experiences, all of us. There's none of us, anyone listening, anyone in this room, we've all been touched by mental health in some way, shape, or form. Whether we're struggling ourselves, maybe we've lost someone, or we're trying to support somebody else. So none of us are alone in that. So that's just been really therapeutic for me. And so over that last 10 years, we knew we need to build a different solution, something that's a little bit more unique, better, and different in the marketplace. And specifically, LivWell Partners goes in to organizations, specifically the workplace, and helps transform cultures really from the leadership level all the way to the workforce level, making it okay to start the conversation. And we really blend it together through training. We use evidence-based training that's nationally renowned, and we blend that together with courageous conversations and custom technology. And we're really proud to say that we're starting to see engagement rates of about 40%, which is really unheard of. And we're collecting that data not only from our technology, but from individuals that are attending our sessions. We make everything optional on purpose. None of this is forced. And the people that are raising their hands and coming forward and saying, I want to be part of the solution. And not only that, I want to be a brand ambassador. I want to be a champion of this. Really, really powerful. So we focus a lot on small to mid-sized business sizes, but we work with all industries, all organizations. And lately we have taken, over the last 3 months, have taken a special focus on the construction industry. So construction industry is a high risk industry with suicide rates 5 to 6 times higher than any other industry. So going forward, that will be our focus in a really high risk industry. So I will just, before I pass it to Dr. T here, I will just say, born out of lived experience, qualitative data, listening and learning. I think a lot of times where we as society go wrong is we try to solution before we listen to our communities. And so I've said to my team, and sometimes it bugs people, but I'm a follow the flow of the river type of person also. I always say we're building the plane while we're flying it. That's very intentional, by the way. It's okay to have a roadmap and a plan, but it's also okay to pivot and continue to mold things together based on what we're hearing from our communities. So
Well, that's fantastic. It's time for a short break. So we'll be right back, and we'll catch up with Dr. Theresa here after the break. All right, we'll be right back, folks, to continue our conversation with Kaitlin Dages, founder and CEO of LivWell Partners, and Dr. Theresa Skaar, social psychologist, and they'll be sharing their solutions that foster mental health, engagement, and support within organizations. If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Do you need support living safely and independently in your home? Don't wait until a fall, accident, or unsafe step forces change. Rebuilding Together Minnesota provides home safety repairs and mobility modifications at no cost to low-income homeowners, helping older adults stay in the homes they love. Offering aging-in-place home modification services like grab bars, railings, slip grips, and ramp installations, your safety and autonomy are their priority. Need safer stairs, porches, or decks? They handle full replacements. They also install fire safety essentials like smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. Applications for services run through March 31st, 2026. Once that window closes, you'll have to wait for next year's window to apply again. Don't risk another unsafe day. Let your neighbors help. Apply today at rtmn.org and select Apply for Help. That's rtmn.org and select Apply for Help. Or call 651-776-4273. Rebuilding Together Minnesota. Safer homes, stronger independence.
At Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, our job is to help you find a place for fire. Our displays include over 180 models in diverse styles, and we have over 35 burning displays. Come and experience the glow and warmth of a live fire.
Some say there are only 2 seasons in Minnesota, road construction and winter. Hi, this is Laura, and I agree there are 2 seasons in Minnesota, summer and fireplace season. I bought my wood stove for Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces in 2005, and every season after summer comes the time when we fire up the wood stove, get out our favorite music, and discover the warmth of fire. Our dog Pumpkin remembers the fire too. He stations himself right there, legs up in the air, just enjoying the warmth of the fire. With the wood stove, we are able to keep the main area of the house toasty warm, while the thermostat is set at an energy-efficient 64 degrees. Discover your fireplace season. Visit Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces today.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, out of the ordinary products and services since 1977.
Hi, this is Chad from AM 950. I've been telling you about Snap Construction, the company AM 950 trusts for all roofing and siding needs. Now that spring is here and summer is around the corner, now is a great time to find out why AM 950 trusts Snap Construction. Ryan, the owner, and his team at Snap Construction have been great to work with, and they have enjoyed working with our listeners.
Hi, this is Ryan, owner of Snap Construction. We've absolutely loved working with the listeners at AM 950. What a great group of people and a great radio station. I personally want to thank all the listeners that we've had the opportunity to work with. At Snap Construction, we look forward to working with many more of you when it comes to your roofing, siding, windows, and insulation. Don't just take Chad's word for it. Google Snap Construction, arguably the most well-reviewed roofing, siding, window, and insulation contractor in the Twin Cities metro. We led this community with a lifetime craftsmanship warranty. Don't wait to get a free estimate. Call today, 612-333-SNAP, 612-333-SNAP, or visit us online, snapconstruction.com.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Kaitlin Dages. She is the founder and CEO of LivWell Partners, and Dr. Theresa Skaar, social psychologist, and they are here sharing their solutions that foster mental health engagement and support within organizations. Kaitlin, how can our listeners contact your organization if they have questions or want more information?
Yeah, you can either go to our website at livewellpartners.com, and it's LIVWELL partners.com. Otherwise, you can email at info@livewellpartners.com.
All right, so there's no E in the
No
live,
E in live.
In live, right. There's the E in well, but not
Correct.
in live. So LIVWELL.
Because it was
Okay.
born out of Live-In Foundation.
The
So
live
it's
in, right, which is
Mhm.
LIV. I got
Yes.
it. Okay. All right, fantastic. All right. Well, Dr. Theresa, we need to hear about your background and your life and how you ended up getting connected here.
Can't
with
always be
Kaitlin.
about me all the time.
Well, I'm so happy to support you in the ways that I can. So my name is Dr. Theresa, and I am a social psychologist, but have had a very windy path through life. I worked in corporate for many decades, so I have that hat. My first career was as a nursing assistant, so I have some insight into direct care. And then my path took me to later in life. I got my undergrad degree at 41, got my doctorate degree at 51. And during my doctoral studies, that first year was so stressful, and I was not handling that stress very well. And so someone said, would you try meditation? I was like, I will try anything. And I did. And it made such an impact to me that while I was getting my PhD, I was also getting certified and trained in different modalities, mindfulness-based stress reduction, and then mind-body medicine. And it didn't take away the stress or challenges in my life, but it helped me meet them with more ease and clarity. So now I am passionate about bringing tools that help people ground during the hard and challenging times in their own life so that they can respond with clarity rather than react out of stress. And so through that windy path, I have these different people that I help individually, but I also do trainings and workshops. And I found my way to LivWell through a mutual kind of partnership of how do you actually bring these, wellness modalities in. And so it is an additional piece that I am doing, and I'm thrilled to be here.
It's great to have you here. Yeah. So just want to make sure the audience is clear. As we talked on the break, it's a peer-to-peer. You guys are bringing these solutions to organizations to help them raise their awareness and give them tools to help support their organization.
Yeah, we're a peer support model. And we're huge proponents of, we complement other solutions. So we walk in addition to and in tandem, in parallel with clinical solutions. And sometimes we're a stopgap. We're in between clinical. We hear a lot of feedback. It's hard to get in with people. It's hard to find. And so we're saying do both, but there are other alternatives too when people are looking for just more peer-to-peer models.
Right. So what are the three kind of pillars of support that you guys focus on then for organizations?
Yeah. The first one, we think of it like a 3 or maybe 4-legged stool, if you will. The first is training and education. So we use nationally renowned evidence-based suicide prevention training modules. The kind of our go-to is QPR, question, persuade, refer, which is a really broad brushstroke suicide prevention model that teaches our communities how to identify warning signs in friends and loved ones and coworkers, but more importantly, what to do and say. And we come in and we customize those trainings either virtually or in person. And then we blend that together. The second pillar of the stool is what we are calling courageous conversations. Just simply what we're doing right now, sharing our lived experiences, sharing our stories. And a lot of times we tailor who's conducting that courageous conversation by the industry so that it really resonates with the person. As an example, with a specific focus in construction, we have a gentleman on our team named Ray Stenglein, and he comes in and he'll specifically talk about his experience within the construction space. And then we blend that together. The third leg of the stool is really custom and white labeled technology that's powered by a chatbot named Hope. And as most good ideas born out of my kitchen table on an Excel spreadsheet, I designed some pathways based on how we were manually helping our communities coming to us. And that's really a great way to get people to the tools and resources and help they need and remain anonymous, by the way, if they want to be, which is a huge part around stigma when it comes to mental health. Not everybody wants to talk one-on-one with somebody, but they still want and need help and solutions. So the secret sauce is really how we're blending all of those things together with the human touch, meaning real people, with the technology.
Yeah, right. And so your audience or the marketplace is you're focused on going to organizations at this point, primarily small to mid size organizations, nonprofits, trying to again give them the tools to make sure that their colleagues, their workforce, their organization is really operating at its highest potential.
Yeah.
Because I know that so many studies have shown that absenteeism, presenteeism, people are just disconnected, and a lot of times employers just don't know how to re-engage them. And usually it's something outside of the organization that's causing that to happen.
Yeah. Well, and especially in remote environments, I think especially in the world we're in during COVID, post-COVID, I think we are a much more remote world, which creates a lot of flexibility for people, but at the same time, a lot of isolation. So we really pride ourselves in being an engagement solution, even with the technology, especially in remote environments. We create the technology provider that we partner with, Health Tech Inc. They have 30 plus years in the gaming industry, technology wise. So that's what makes our solution so unique, is that we try to create fun, engaging solutions on a more regular basis so that when you truly need the resources and tools, you go there, not just when you need them.
Okay.
So day to day wellness features, box breathing, quotes, things, not just when you're in crisis.
Right.
And that's the importance, kind of retraining human behavior for creating that daily engagement as habits.
Right.
And then, oh, by the way, it's there if I need it, right? From a crisis perspective.
Well, raising awareness and conditioning before you have to deal with it. That's a great way to approach it. All right, we're at the end of the segment here. It's time for a short break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Kaitlin Dages, founder and CEO of LivWell Partners, and Dr. Theresa Skaar, social psychologist, and they're sharing their solutions that help foster mental health engagement and support within organizations. If you have a question for us, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Hey, it's Tom Hartman from my friends at All Energy Solar, and I want to talk about something most people don't consider until it's too late. Energy independence isn't just about saving money. It's also about what happens when the grid goes down. Severe weather, aging infrastructure, unexpected outages, they happen, and when they do, most homes go dark. But not homes with solar and battery backup from All Energy Solar. Here's what makes it work. Solar panels charge the battery during the day, so when a storm hits or the grid fails, your home stays powered. Lights, refrigerator, medical equipment, whatever matters most keeps running. All Energy Solar is certified by both Tesla and Enphase for battery storage and has been installing complete solar plus battery systems since 2009. Minnesota battery rebates are also available. Don't wait for the next outage to wish you had acted. Visit allenergysolar.com or call 800-620-3370 for your free evaluation today.
There really is no place like home. Hi, I'm Mary T. of Mary T. Home Health. When you're faced with an illness or an injury, being able to stay at home and receive care is important. Our home health offers a wide range of services, including skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapies, aides, homemakers, in-home respite care, and 24/7 live-in care. We'll work closely with your primary care provider to come up with an individualized plan for you. Learn more today at marytinc.com.
Prime Productions is thrilled to bring the world premiere of Abuelita by Nathan Youngerberg to the Capri Theater March 14th through the 29th. A grandmother from Iowa brings her grandson to meet his Puerto Rican relatives in sweltering New York, 1993. Davi's world is transformed with music, dancing, and community. Directed by Shay Cage. Pay-as-your tickets can be purchased at primeprods.org. That's spelled prime, P-R-O-D-S.org.
In today's uncertain times, Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces believes that a fire can add comfort and security to your life. At Woodland, our mission is to connect you to a place for fire that works.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces installed our wood stove years ago, and we still love it. Watching the fire, feeling the heat, is a joy we experience every day. And knowing we have a reliable heat source makes us feel snug and safe.
There are many choices in wood, gas, or electric. For diversity in styles, at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, we display over 180 models, and 35 of these are burning displays. You can experience the glow and warmth of a live fire.
Whether wood, gas, or electric, find a fire that warms your heart, a fire that adds comfort and security to your life. See the many choices at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, located on the corner of East Franklin and Riverside Avenue in Minneapolis, and online at woodlandstoves.com.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces since 1977. For over 48 years, our slogan has been, out of the ordinary products and services. Our mission is to get you a fireplace that works in your life.
With your AM 950 weather, this is Adam. 36 in snow today. Tonight, 22. Snow continues. And tomorrow, heavy snow and a high of 29. Step into Forts at Children's Theater Company. It's an interactive fort building adventure where theatrical elements and towering cardboard boxes spark shared creative play. Weekday availability during spring break, March 17th through April 3rd. Tickets at childrenstheater.org.
AM 950 KTNF, St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Kaitlin Dages, founder and CEO of LivWell Partners, and Dr. Theresa Skaar, and she's a social psychologist. And they're both here sharing their solutions that help foster mental health engagement and support within organizations. Before we return to our conversation, I want to mention this radio show is brought to you in part each week by Minnesota Hospice. Minnesota Hospice is an independent, locally owned medical practice serving our Twin Cities communities with comprehensive end-of-life health care. The team at Minnesota Hospice provides patients and family members with award-winning end-of-life health care services. You may not be aware that hospice brings compassionate medical, social, emotional, and spiritual services to your home with typically no cost to you or your family. Please do not wait to learn how hospice care can benefit you and your loved ones. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact the compassionate team of experts at Minnesota Hospice. They are available to answer your questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by a registered nurse. Their phone number is 952-898-1022. Once again, 952-898-1022, or visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. All right, let's return to our conversation with Kaitlin and Dr. Theresa. Kaitlin, how can people get a hold of you if they have questions or want more information?
Yeah, you can visit our website at livewellpartners.com. And there's no E in the live, it's LIV as in Victor, wellpartners.com. Otherwise, you can email us at info@livewellpartners.com. And we're on all social media platforms, also at livewell, LIVWELL partners.com.
Wow, great. And like you said earlier, this organization you created was born out of a decade of work in this area, but you guys are just wrapping up your first year here and you're growing like crazy, a lot of clients. Help us understand, what would a client engagement look like with
Yeah.
your organization?
Yeah, I'll run you through a local corporation that's one of our customers here in the Twin Cities, and they've been a great model for us. And I will just start and say that, organizations that are most receptive to this really care about their employees and their people, and they consider their employees and their workforce as their customers. And we've continued to see that. And so this specific corporation, that's their number one core value, is that their employees are their customers. And they feel like the rest will flow from there if they have a thriving workforce. And so right away, we just knew that they would be a good cultural fit for what we're doing. And so how we've applied our methodology, it's our Live Well, Be Well product and program. We start again with a very intentional action-based approach on purpose. And the biggest thing with all of this is ensuring that the environment in any organization is prepared and ready before we come in and before anyone comes in. By the way, I think a lot of times we have a product and we come in and people want to sell things and they want to start going, but we're not selling anything. We're coming in and truly wanting to help people. So when I say meaning the environment is ready, there's a lot of steps that need to be taken in place before you just come in and like a bulldozer and you start these really impactful conversations. And we really believe in that. So we really start typically with the leadership level. We'll start with the C-suite level, the board, shareholders, and either in person or virtually, we offer a modified suicide prevention training. And really, it's also meant to be a Q&A with the leadership team to make sure that everyone's on the same page and everyone's on board about the culture shift and the transformation. And if there is anyone that's not on board, it's okay. And we start that dialogue. If anyone's hesitant, why? Mental health and suicide prevention, it's a very sensitive topic. Not everyone's comfortable. And that's really important for us. And also at the leadership level, it's really important for us at LivWell Partners that we're building trust with that organization. This is not just me. I have a huge team, including Dr. Theresa here, and I'm so thankful and really humbled. It makes me a little emotional thinking about all of the amazing people that I have part of this team and that we have part of this team. But building that trust is important. And after that, we come into the organization and we do a courageous conversation with all of the employees. The other thing I will mention with everything that we do when it comes to the workforce, everything's optional. Nothing's forced. So we really recommend to HR and the entire organization that no one's forced to come. And again, we're seeing rates of 40 to 50% where people are coming on their own. For this specific organization, 100% of the organization showed up for this courageous conversation. We held 2 different sessions in person, and that session is really just starting the conversation. Again, it's lived experience. It's just sharing, tailoring it to the industry. In this case, it's a manufacturing company. So we really tailored our conversation to that and the long hours in the warehouse and all of those things. And then you do those things, you stay and you answer questions for people, and then you let it sit for a minute. And that's by design, because what starts to happen is you have the water cooler talk, you have the hallway talk, you have the conversations that are starting, sometimes whispering. It really gets people's wheels in motion to start talking about it. And then the biggest thing with a peer-to-peer model is I'm not alone. The light bulb starts to go off. I'm not alone. And there's others that feel this. You see, then now all of a sudden they're surrounded by their coworkers, right? And the magic begins. You can just see it clicking where people go, they're looking around the room, they're going, oh, well, he struggles too. The amount of people that start to raise their hand, start to feel comfortable with sharing their own struggles, it becomes like a big group therapy peer-to-peer session. And it's just super cool, really powerful. And then we wait for a little bit, and then we come back in and we offer a suicide prevention training for the entire organization, for the entire workforce, which is a little bit more statistical, a little bit more, you'll get certified after as being a suicide prevention kind of expert, if you will. And about that time frame, we're starting to introduce technology, custom technology as well. So we're starting to roll that out to the organization. And what's unique about the technology integration is it's open access. It's available 24/7, 365, no app, no login, by design. And we're encouraging organizations to offer this for not only the employees, but for their friends and family as well. And we know that mental health and suicide, it doesn't stop at the door. Back in the day, you'd hear people say, oh, leave home at home, and that's just not, you have to be supported holistically in the workplace, at home. And so starting to challenge and inspire our HR leaders to say, hey, let's have these tools and resources truly for the entire family. And the statistics now that we're starting to see with this organization, well, first, the testimonials coming out are incredible. The day that we arrived, actually, after conducting a session with one of the leadership teams, the day that we arrived for that session, they had an employee that was suicidal that morning as we were arriving. And it was a very heavy time, but also super powerful. The pride on the manager's face when he said, I literally was just on this call with you yesterday. I learned a lot of things and I was able to get this employee to safety. I mean, the goosebumps of that was just the day before, and they were able to get this person to safety that day. So the testimonials and the real impact that's coming out of this is just, it's really powerful. And now with the technology, we're starting to collect data behind the scenes of where people are visiting, where they're going, what they want, what they need. And we're starting to see statistics of 50% are coming for peer-to-peer resources. But what's unique about it is there's, box breathing exercises, holistic wellness, healthy eating recipes. So for anyone listening, you can visit livewellbewell.com. Again, that's livewellbewell.com. And you can actually test this out and see that what I'm talking about live. So we have our own demo platform out there. You can chat with Hope. She'll guide you to tools and resources. You tell Hope what you're going through, and she'll take you to tools and resources. And we have a brand new digital peer support model we just rolled out with real humans that are chatting and talking to you anonymously. And all of that with this organization, I'm really pleased to say that we're starting to see engagement rates of about 40%. And the statistics are showing that the technology is being shared with the friends and family. They are an organization with 100 employees, and we're starting to see return rates of like 500%. It's really incredible. So it's really proving that the slow, intentional 6 to 12 month, this is what's working, and kind of the what's next approach. You can't just come in and do a one and done training. It's really about longevity. And that's where Dr. Theresa, who's here with us today, comes in as well. She's part of our membership model where people that we're now rolling out to this organization, and they can have custom sessions with Dr. Theresa as well, coaching sessions, either on site or virtually.
Oh, okay. You'll come on site then to the organization, set up a time or some
like office
framework.
hours.
Yeah, right.
When
right. Interesting. Okay. Or just virtually. You can do it. Okay.
And it'll be, I do coaching for another company, an engineering firm, and they vary on it's all virtual with them, but sometimes people will call in from the office. Sometimes they are like, oh, I'm going to do this from home because I don't want to have that. But to Kaitlin's point, idea where we leave ourselves at the door at work or at home is just, untenable at this point, that we are humans and we're bringing these in. And how can we do this skillfully and with a little more ease and compassion and humanity? Yeah.
I just can't say enough nice things about Dr. Theresa. She's the best. So think of it like
your
open.
training, your background, plus your passion.
Yeah.
Your passion is in this area of support and help.
Yeah, I mean the human experience, and I've had my own mental health journey as well, which I think brings me to this point from a lived experience, but also, whether I worked in corporate for 2 decades before I started down this journey. So I'm really see myself as a bridge between like research and lived experience and mindfulness and corporate, and I can use my lived experience to bring these things together in a way that people can hear and use immediately rather than, kind of this idea of like crisscross applesauce on top of a mountain, but really like, how do I regulate my nervous system? How can I help support myself? Because once we get past kind of the urgency or that time of, activation, then it's like, well, how do I sustain this? And it is in small steps, like using the platform with hope, but it's also in how do we get these practices into our daily life that feels like not one more thing on the to-do list, but really supportive in that moment. So I'm passionate about that.
Yeah. All right. It's time for a short break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Kaitlin Dages, founder and CEO of LivWell Partners, and Dr. Theresa Skaar, social psychologist, and they're sharing their solutions that foster mental health engagement and support within organizations. If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Hi, I'm Mary T. I'm a proud supporter of AM 950 because this station shares the values that I care about most: community, connection, and making a difference. Just like AM 950, I believe in using our energies, our resources, and our voices to lift up others. That's why I started the Mary T. Scholar Program at the University of Minnesota College of Education and Human Development, providing graduate students with internships internationally. For over the past 10 years, our students have served communities in Laos, Cambodia, Nepal, India, Cameroon, and Thailand, gaining experience and helping people in ways that really make a difference. Supporting AM 950 fosters conversation, awareness, and action in our communities. It's about shared values and believing that together we can make a difference. Visit marytinc.com to learn more about the work that we do.
Are you planning a gathering for your family, friends, or work? Then reserve space at the Park Tavern. The Park Tavern offers private and semi-private spaces, and they can accommodate any size party, large or small. They have bowling, food, and beverage packages for any budget. And remember, there are no room fees and no minimum spending requirements. And for more information or to schedule an event, call 952-929-6810 or go to parktavern.net. Make your next get-together the best get-together with help from the Park Tavern.
Hey, Chanhassen in Eden Prairie, it's Alex with Buzz Cut Mowing. Why wake up early, freeze, and shovel snow when I can handle it for you? I provide fast, reliable snow removal so your driveway and sidewalk stay clear, safe, and stress-free all winter long. Relax, enjoy your morning coffee, and let me do the heavy lifting. Visit buzzcutmowingmn.com today and make this winter easier, warmer, and worry-free with Buzz Cut Mowing, because nobody likes shoveling snow.
Would you let animals pick your insurance? Do you really need to experience mayhem to get the best rates? Or how about a celebrity quarterback or fake university saving you money? There's a lot of marketing stunts when it comes to insurance, but what you really need is someone looking out for you. Call Array Insurance, and they will work hard to find you the best insurance coverage and rates. To avoid gimmicks, call Cheryl at Array, 763-504-3067, or arrayinsurance.com. Array Insurance, working hard for you.
What if I told you that toxic pesticides from crop seeds and lawns have spread all over Minnesota's lands and water, devastating wildlife and posing risks to our health? Well, it's true. but a coalition of Minnesota farmers, community members, anglers, and more are taking action to protect our state from neurotoxic pesticides. To learn more and get involved, visit cleanerseed.org. That's cleanerseed.org. And tune to Food Freedom Radio.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Kaitlin Dages, founder and CEO of LivWell Partners. And also we have here Dr. Theresa Skaar, social psychologist, and they are sharing their solutions that help foster mental health engagement and support within organizations. And it's well needed in our country, in our society right now. So this has been great having you guys on here. So Kaitlin, if people have questions, want more information, what's the best way to reach your organization?
Yeah. You can visit us at livewellpartners.com, and it's LIV as in Victor, no E, with a WELL partners.com. Otherwise, you can email us at info@livewellpartners.com or find us on all social media platforms.
All right. LivWell, LIVWELL. So it's not live with an E, it's just
Correct.
LIVWELL partners.com. All right, fantastic. All right. So I'm sure people are curious, what can I do? How can I get more involved in this, raise my awareness? Because we run across people throughout our lives, throughout our daily lives, and it'd be great to have a sense of confidence that as I reach out to people, I know what I'm doing. If I'm getting the signs that someone maybe is saying, boy, I'm just not myself anymore, or I'm really battling with depression, or whatever it is. When you ask them, Minnesotans are, terrible. How are you today? Or how are you? I'm good. I'm doing good. Anyway, when it never gives them the opportunity to really say how they're feeling.
Or we talk about the weather, this impending snowstorm. But you know what? I've started changing that. So instead of asking people, how are you? I've started saying, are you okay?
Yeah.
And it really changes the dialogue, because people can't necessarily just respond and say, I'm good.
Right.
People stop a minute and go, what do you mean? Why would I not be?
Right. No, but the other thing too, I've heard people say, ask people, how are you doing today?
Mm-hmm.
So it gives us some comparison or something. Well, today
I'll often say, how are you really?
Yeah.
I'll be like, how are you? How are you really? And then just open it.
But again, you guys have the training and the confidence to be able to then, if someone says,
if someone opens up,
they say, what? I am struggling today.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, now what do you do as a Minnesotan?
Boy, howdy. How about those sports teams?
Yeah, that's right.
What's a good segue into how can you get involved, right?
There we go. How can you get involved?
Yeah. And, I want to talk to everyone listening right now. And I want to say to you in this moment, I want you to hear me, that you have the power to impact and save a life. And I want to say that again, you, wherever you are right now, you personally have the power, not anyone else, you. And I'm going to tell you how. It may not feel that way, but we offer free virtual quarterly suicide prevention trainings that you can take out of the comfort of your own home, wherever you're at in your own environment. And we make them fun, interactive workshops, an hour of your time, but we teach you how to identify warning signs, like we've talked about earlier in the earlier segment here. Identifying warning signs in friends, loved ones, coworkers. But like we just talked about, knowing what to do and say can be a really awkward thing. And really, what it teaches us all to just slow down a minute, be a really good human, and listen to listen. A lot of times we're just so busy and we're on to the next thing. We miss a lot of signs when people are really trying to open up. There's direct signs and there's indirect signs. And it's an hour long of your life. And you'll leave feeling so much more confident in what are the direct and indirect and behavioral clues and signs to look for. But then more importantly, what do I do and say? What's appropriate to say? And I can tell you right now, it is okay to say something. It is. And you'll leave more comfortable with that. So we use the QPR, question, persuade, refer. It was just a national renowned evidence-based training. And think of it like the CPR model for physical health, right? And you'll get a certification after the fact, but you can register for these sessions again on our website at livewellpartners.com, LIVWELL partners.com. It's on our homepage. Otherwise, you can click on events and register right there. So again, it's just virtual, 60 minutes of your time, and then you'll leave with tools and resources as well. Not only the education, but you'll leave with free tools and resources. And we just wanted to talk about the technology a little bit too, that the anonymity is huge. And for anyone that's a little bit more skeptical on the technology, and especially when it comes to mental health, we're just huge believers on meeting everyone where they're at. And for a lot of people that want to remain anonymous, the technology can help with that. And everything that we do is human-centered and really directional and pathway driven. There's no, two-way AI conversations on purpose. We're really mindful about that, especially with mental health. It's been very thought out and planned as far as intentionally, like how do we direct people? So again, 60 minutes of your life, you'll leave a better person, I promise you. You'll leave feeling more equipped, and you'll leave with tools and resources. So 60 minutes of your life. So.
And how much does that cost to attend one of those workshops?
These are free.
Okay.
These are free to the public. Yes.
Wow.
We offer custom workshops for organizations that there are fees associated. These are just free to the public, and we've had people nationwide attend these.
Wow.
So wherever you're located. Last session we had people from Arkansas, Alabama, across the whole nation. So.
Wow. Okay, so you had some in February, and then you got some coming up now in May.
Yep.
Okay, so every quarter.
Every quarter.
Wow, nice. Are they have a live moderator then, or is it something that's pre-recorded? Or
no, it's live. It's Zoom.
Oh, it is.
We use a
Okay.
Zoom platform with cameras, and
yeah.
it's either myself or my business partner Mike Whitmire, which shout out to him, he's amazing. One of us and someone from our team, whether it's Dr. T or Ray, we have a team, and it's one of us that we're actually instructors. So we're certified in this programming that we take through the QPR Institute. So we're instructors, and so it's one of us actually leading the session, and it becomes very, even in a virtual environment, people start to share. So we've integrated some Slido opportunities and some ways for people to share and start opening up even in a virtual environment if they want, but you're not forced to.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you become certified then.
Then you get a certification that's sent to you with tools and resources. Yeah.
Wow.
So for anyone that needs continuing education credits, this is a good opportunity as well. This is CE. A lot of people in the healthcare space. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, and I've heard mental health issues are kind of hidden, and it's tough to really get people to engage because they feel like I'm by myself here on this.
But the more we talk about it, the doors open.
Right.
We normalize it.
Yes. Well, this has been such a great show. Thank you guys so much for being here
Thanks
today.
for having us.
This has been fantastic.
Thanks for having us. Call someone, tell them how much they mean to you. Right now, pick up the phone, call, text, tell them how much they mean to you.
All right.
You never know who needs to hear it.
Yes. And call two people because there's there's so much of a need out there. All right. I want to thank Kaitlin Dages, founder and CEO of LivWell Partners, and Dr. Theresa Skaar, social psychologist, for sharing their solutions that foster mental health engagement and support within organizations. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation. You can reach us anytime by voice or text at 612-999-3426. Join us again next Saturday at noon for another broadcast. And thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, choose to live well.
Rebuilding Together Minnesota delivers critical home repairs and safety modifications to low-income Minnesotans because everyone deserves a safe place to live, not just those who can